Dragonites, or day, or morning, or afternoon, or weekend, whatever time it is for you. Happy. So today, as I've been promising you, we're going to be talking about all things funnel. All right. As you can see, there are a plethora of funnels available for your diamond painting pleasure. Now, which one are you going to need? That depends a lot on what type of container you're going to be kitting into. I'll get it right in a minute. Now, some of these funnels can be used in more than one capacity. So, you know, you're not required to have that many of these funnels, but, you know, I find that I use several different types of containers for kitting up. I mean, it just seems to be the nature of the beast. It just works out that way for me because I always have multiple whips going. And so if I use up one type of container, then I pull out the other type and use that. So, which keeps me, you know, heading forward and not rotating my wheels while I'm waiting for one canvas to finish up so that I can kit down and then re-kit up in that container. Yeah, no, that would not be okay with me. So I have multiple containers. I virtually waited for all of them to be on some kind of a sale because when I have to spend more than $12 or $15 for a huge container, a huge storage system of containers to kit up into, it makes me mad. And really, there's only one type that I'll pay that for. The rest of it, I don't want to pay more than $10 or $11. It's frustrating to me because it's an accessory item, it's a tool item, it's not even a requirement. I mean, you can work straight out of the bags that come with your diamond painting kit. It's not a problem, you can do that. However, I like to work out of containers because, number one, I tend to be, because I have problems with my hands working the way I want them to all the time, so I tend to be a little bit clumsy. Containers give me a better shot at not spilling every drill I own. I also like to work out of containers. It keeps everything neat. Usually they're in some kind of a case, so if I need to snap on a lid and go, I can do that and have everything still ready and take my diamond painting and, you know, hit the road. If I have to move everything off of the table I'm working on all of a sudden, if I have everything nicely, you know, kitted up in containers and in cases, it's quick. It's like whoosh, everything's put away and done. So that's my justification for it. If you want to work out of bags, awesome. You can certainly do that. No judging. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so first we're going to talk about a couple of the different types of funnels, and then I'll show you how they work in practical use so that if you've not used one of them or haven't seen them before, this will be your introduction. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to talk about just a standard funnel. This is just a little plastic funnel. I mean, you can get them in metal too, but why? And you know, it literally is just a tiny little funnel. These are very inexpensive. I got a set of 5 of them at Temu for, I don't know, 60 or 70 cents. Like, yeah. They work perfectly fine. You know, they're just a hard plastic that, you know, is perfectly okay. The only problem you can run into is you can get, you know, a traffic jam in here if you have, you know, larger than normal drills, like crystals or rhinestones if you're working with those. Sometimes those get a little wedged in here, and then you gotta come in here and try to fix the wedge and get them draining again. You can do it, and I've used these many times, and it was perfectly fine. But it can be a little bit more of a headache than some of the others, depending on what you want to do with it, okay? Now, these two funnels that you see here, one has got a square opening, one has got a round opening. Doesn't really matter that much, but these are the ones that you'll generally get if you purchase an art dot container. These will usually come in the little mesh part of the storage container. And yeah, you just pull them up. I mean, the nice thing is they squish flat, so you can put them in your kit and take it with you anywhere, and it doesn't take up any space. And so you'll usually get one or maybe sometimes even two of these in those types of kits with Art Dot. You know, the kind of kits that, hold on, that look like these. This is a 30 count container with Art Dot. So you'll usually find them, I'll put it up here, back here in this section, you'll find a funnel or two just in here with the labels and stuff. So yeah, that's how you might run across these. They're also very typical. Sometimes you'll get them in diamond painting accessory kits where you're getting, you know, extra drill pins and, you know, extra trays and that kind of thing. You'll often get a little funnel too. Okay, so and again, you know, the nice thing is that they do fold up, and you know, they're easy to store, easy to take, not a problem. Okay, so those are that type of funnel. Now these I put a little bit more out for. Okay, this is a Elizabeth Ward style funnel that I purchased from Zodiac Shadows from their Etsy store. This is for use with these kind of Elizabeth Ward style containers. So you open it and it's got little grooves on the side. You just kind of slide it on like this. Sometimes you have to make sure it's faced the right way. And there you have it. And it just hangs on. And then you take your drills and you pour them into your funnel. Remove the funnel, snap the lid, one color finished. So there are benefits to these kind of containers. I like very much that they snap shut. Unfortunately, I have dropped them and they stayed shut. I was happy with that. The one caveat I will say is be careful that when you're snapping this side down that you're not accidentally pushing this side up, because I've had that happen where, you know, this side was raised a little bit and I wasn't paying attention, and so I closed this side and I put it away and drills were spilling out the back. So you just want to make sure that when you fill your container, this side is in before you snap closed. Okay? So that's what this is. This is for Elizabeth Ward style containers. I find this invaluable. I use it all the time. It makes kitting up faster, neater, easier. Yeah, there's no bad here. And this one, they specifically tell you that if you're using an Elizabeth Ward knockoff, so maybe you're using a Classify or you're using Derice or one of those others, all you have to do is turn it around and it fits the others, the knockoffs. So one direction, it fits the Elizabeth Ward specifically. The other direction, it fits the Elizabeth Ward knockoffs. So yeah, you can use it either or. I find that to be an important thing. This particular one, I also bought from an Etsy store. I bought this from Grayson Creation out of Nevada. These are designed for your Art Dot containers. Your actual Art Dot containers. Now, if you've got a round cylinder system that is a knockoff of Art Dot, or you have the tiny Art Dot containers, there is another one that fits it better. So you just have to let them know when you ask them to do it what size you're getting. And these simply just fit in here like this. And you can see they go right down into the bottle from the top. So all you have to do is, once you put it in there, is pour your drills into the funnel top. Has a little hole in the back, so you just push it through so you can catch it with the other hand. And voila, drills, right? So, very quick, very easy to use. I like Art Dot cylinders. I think they're easy to use, they're easy to hang on to. I like it's a screw top system instead of a flip top. That makes me happy. They hold quite a bit more than you think, which is also nice. So that's what this style of funnel is for. And there are multiple sellers on Etsy that carry this too. So just, you know, look for art dot funnel and you're going to have them come up. Okay. This one is for the Tic Tac style of drill container. So let's just say you're working with, and this seems to work with all the brands of Tic Tac container, and there are some differences in them, you know, slight ones, but differences nonetheless. So the way these work is you open your container that you're getting ready to put your drills into. With it open, you are going to slide the container. Sometimes it's a snug fit, so, you know, be patient with yourself if you find it a little bit less than welcoming. Okay, you gotta get it in straight. And you just push it back till it stops moving, okay? So now you have the container in here like this. All right, and you'll notice when you look in from the top, there's a slant from this side that takes the drills down into the little hole. The little hole is over the opening in this Tic Tac container. Okay, it's lined up perfectly, so it goes straight in. So then all you have to do is you take your drills and you pour it in. Make sure it's empty. And then you just have to get a hold of this and pull it straight out. And close it and put it in your container. It's ready to go. Got your drills and you're ready to hit the road or do whatever you want or start diamond painting or whichever you'd like to do. So these are the most common and also the most common containers. Now, can you use them if you don't have the fancy ones and you only have one of these? Can you use them with other ones? Sure, absolutely you can. And I use them often with this. This is my 32 count square containers. These are actually double Tic Tac sized. I really like these. You can do a lot of drills in these. So you can have a big canvas and have plenty of room for these to fill up. So now they do make funnels for these kind of containers, similar to these, but they're meant for the double size, okay? But if you don't have them, is it a problem? No. You can still use, you know, most funnels will go in. You can even use these, and this one, you know, can kind of squish in, which is nice because, you know, it kind of keeps itself in there just with the fact that it squishes against the sides. You can use that one. You can take off the lid. Use the square tipped one if you want to. You don't even have to open it all the way. You can open it partially, fit it in there, take your drills, pour them in, right into your squares, and, you know, make sure that they all cleared the funnel, okay? And voila, snap on your lid and you're ready to go. So, yep, you can use multiple funnels multiple ways, right? So it's really a preference on what, you know, you find the easiest. I like all of them for different reasons. I don't really have a preference. Again, it depends on, you know, what am I kitting up into? Am I kitting up into Tic Tacs? Am I kitting up into art dots? Am I kitting up into Elizabeth Wards? Am I kitting up into squares? What am I using? I've even been known to use these tall glass jars from Michaels because they come in a 12 pack. So, you know, if you get 2 of these, you can do 24 colors. That's most of your 30 by 40s and smaller. That's plenty of, you know, to have 2 of these to equal that. 12 is perfect if you're going to do a partial. Rarely do you have more than 12 drills for a partial. These are tall. So again, depending on what you're putting in these. If you're doing crystals and rhinestones because you're doing a partial, and again, these have the metal screw caps, which I think is a nice way to do it. These hold lots of them, okay? No problem, really easy. You need a little bit bigger, You take one little pop open, put it in there, fill it. You're golden. So, yep. So these are some of the types of funnels. Now, are there drawbacks? Yeah, a couple. So we'll talk about the drawbacks. We talked about, you know, kind of what the perks are, so that's important. So some of the drawbacks. Okay. Drawbacks with any of them, but especially the Elizabeth Ward, the small clear one, and these two funnels. The one problem that happens with these that I find creates a nightmare is when you have static drills. If you've got a lot of static in your drills, they're more likely to get stuck in these four. So what'll end up happening is they'll be all around, and you're going to have to, you know, shove them down in there. And sometimes they get right at the end. You got to, you know, that nonsense. So, yeah, to me, that's, you know, that's the worst case scenario. Doesn't happen that often. And if you're going to use this one does work really well. But, you know, every so often, if you're doing a larger type drill, I mean, it's great for squares. It's great for rounds, too. Keep a toothpick handy so that if there is a clog or you get a traffic jam, you can just go in there and it'll come right out and you can finish doing that. Are there problems with this variety? Yeah, there can be. For one thing, the Tic Tac containers, they wedge in there tightly. So there's that drawback. It takes a minute to get them in. It takes a minute to get them out. Now, on the one hand, you want them to fit snugly because you don't want, you know, drills, you put them in here, you don't want them flying all over the place. You want them to go into your Tic Tac container. Okay, same here. If you've got an Art Dot container in here, you want to make sure when you put drills in here, that's where it goes. So they fit pretty snug. Now, I have not had a problem with 3D printed funnels reacting to static. The drills generally slide in very easily, even if they're staticky. Of these types of 3D printed material funnels, yeah, hasn't been a thing. So, whoops. So I would say that, you know, that would be the only drawback if I had to name one, but that's just being really picky. I mean, all of the funnels work well, and it really just depends on, you know, what are you kitting up into? They even have a 3D printed model if you kit up into bags. Seriously, it has a thing that the bag top wraps around at the top, and then the bottom, it's a V shape, so the bottom just slides right in, and you pour it back into your bags. So, yeah, I mean, anything that you want to use in your diamond painting is somewhere on Etsy, I promise. You might even be able to find it in other places. You just got to do a little bit of looking around to see who has it, how much are they asking for it, and is that what I need? And what am I willing to pay? If all of those things are answered, you know, go for it. I do think I am pro funnel. Let me just say that. I am pro funnel because I think its benefit outweighs its cost. In other words, these are going to last forever. I mean, I'm never going to have to add anything else if I don't want to. This, you know, anything I could kit up into is going to work with one of these funnels. Or more than one of these funnels, but this will be enough. And again, you know, they're polyurethanes and plastics and stuff, and they're going to last forever, so it's not a thing. I like that. I like that it cuts my kitting up time into half. Now, I don't mind kitting up. I think kitting up is okay. But I like it to come to a close so I can start on the canvas, which is sort of the point, right? So I find that especially now, and because my hands don't work the way I would like them to work all the time, and I'm a bit clumsier, there are a lot of times I'm so glad that the funnels have a larger opening for me to pour the packs of drills, especially those little tiny sugar packet drill packages. Hate those. I have a hard time getting them to empty out, you know, easily into a container. So by using the funnel between me and the container and pouring the drills in, perfect. I never have a problem as long as I'm using a funnel. Sometimes I try to get, you know, a little big for my britches, and then I find out, uh-oh, I shouldn't have tried to pour 5 at once into the funnel. So and that's on me because I know that, but sometimes I'm just in a hurry. I'm trying to get it done. So, you know, I don't know if you could call that an official funnel protocol, but you have to understand what the tool that you're using, and it has some nuances, and you just have to get comfortable using it. The more you use it, the more comfortable you are with it. So I would recommend it. If you have carpal tunnel, if you have arthritis, if you have nerve damage, any type of issue that's keeping your hands from obeying your every command, and I feel your pain if you have that, funnels are great. It will solve a plethora of sins and get you on the road to diamond painting tons faster, okay? So, again, these are the types of funnels available, and it really just depends. You know, what are you filling? What kind of containers are you kitting up into? You know, what is your poison for today, right? So, I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with a good, reliable funnel, and you don't have to buy them hardly ever. You know, it's really up to you. All of these are going to last a lifetime. I'm sure they'll be here long after I'm not. So, yep, it's entirely up to you. But if you find yourself struggling, especially if you're new at diamond painting and you find that, you know, I'm spilling drills all over the place, or it's taking me forever to kit up, or I spilled all my drills on the sticky part of my canvas and I have to pick them all up with my tweezers. Okay, I understand all of those. I have done all of those. So if that's where you are, you know, find the funnel of your choosing and go to town. I think the reason that these come in a lot of the bigger containers is they're really an all-purpose funnel. I mean, you essentially can use this with any kind of container. I mean, you really can. And it's you know, pliable, so if you want to shove that into a Tic Tac container, you can. And it's going to stay in there because, you know, you can move it around. You can wedge it in so it's more sturdy. I mean, you can do a lot with it. That's probably why these come in so many types of kits, because they are just generally easy to use silicone type funnels. So, you know, and now if you want to go economic, you're looking at it. This is as cheap as you can get for a usable funnel. So, yeah, you know, and I mean, you can get a handful of these for $1. So if that's something you're thinking about, and again, it's small enough to fit in any container. Total preference issue here. I like the 3D printed. I like the silicone funnels. I love my Elizabeth Ward funnel, but there's nothing wrong with these. You know, they work fine for diamond painting. Now, when you get into larger drills, crystals, ABs, things like that, okay, you are more subject to a traffic jam in here, but okay, again, easily solved. So if you end up in that situation, and again, have a toothpick standing by, you just go in there and clean it out, and you're ready to go. So, entirely up to you, but I would recommend that you get at least a couple of different funnels. So, you know, depending on into what kind of container you kit up, or whether it's bags or whatever it is, find the funnel that works for you. They are legion. You'll find several of them. They range in price from very little to quite a lot. So it's the most personal preference I think you're going to find, really and truly. So that's what I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are, if you have a favorite funnel that you use, or if you've never used a funnel, or, you know, if there's one that you particularly love, let me know in the comments. I think that's great information to share with the others. You know, I love that I have almost 1,200 subs. I'm really excited. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed. You know, I adore all of you. You know that. Thank you so much. I know you have your choice of many diamond painting channels. So thank you for subscribing to mine. I really appreciate it. I do seem to be getting quite a few people that are new to the craft. So, you know, veterans, share your wealth of knowledge of diamond painting with our new people. New people, this is a good place and a safe place for you. Ask your questions. There is no dumb question. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask, okay? So let's share on this platform, okay? Let's get everybody diamond painting to the best of their ability. Let's add to our community in a positive way. I think we are off to a fantastic start. There's only been a few trolls. I have literally only had to boot 3 people off of this channel. 3 out of 1,200 is pretty good, people. So yeah, most of the time you're going to find great people here in the community. So leave your questions in the comments. Leave your statements in the comments. Let me know your funnel of choice if you use a funnel. If you have something else that you use that is phenomenal, hey, you know, share with the rest of the class. We're always interested in finding out how can we make our diamond painting experience better, faster, more efficient, more interesting, more entertaining. You know, what can we do, right? Okay, everyone. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. I hope everybody is having a wonderful fall. Autumn has really hit pretty much everywhere. And I hope that you're looking forward to your holidays and you have some wonderful plans with friends and family. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. And always be a dragon. Spread your wings. Protect those you love with a fierceness unbelievable. Have fiery passion. Stay strong, slay your fears, and always fly high, rise up, and soar. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.